Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by DrRoto.com.
So let's get to it.
Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you in Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. As everybody gets piling in, of course, I know that we have NFL games starting in an hour. Things just went on, got a little crazy. I got it. So I will, of course, this is the Ultra Contrarian show for a reason. I will have a lineup, both for DK, a DFS Hero Simulated one, and, of course, mine before I actually did that, so that way you get everything that. By the way, if you haven't been over to Dr. Roto, get over to the Dr. Roto, use code word WIN, and you could be our rich friend. Also, if you get over to DFS Hero and use the code word DOC, you will get 20% off of your subscription, and you can have lineups like this lineup that we're going to talk about later in this show. I'm ready to talk about it, man. This is NFL Week 18. Seasonal leagues are practically about to be over. Mine are over. I'm a 3-0 champion. Took it to it. I'm back-to-back, so that's going to be really fun to defend next year. Also, on top of that, I won my high-stakes hometown league, so I was pretty proud of that. A lot of people always root against me if you guys couldn't really see that, because it's kind of one of those things where I kind of just, I'm the villain. I have to be the villain. I can't be in a league and just everybody goes, "Hey guys, how you doing over there?" "Well, that's great. How's Brendan and the kids?" "Well, Brendan and the kids is all this stuff, right?" Nah, man, I want to hear that Brendan and the kids went to a roller derby and decided to get into derby and started fighting people or something like that. Okay, nobody should ever fight. That we could keep that to the, some of the certain restaurants we don't need to talk about. But waffles aside, we're ready to win some money today, and we're going to win some money tomorrow. And this is going to set us up for that big payday when the UFC comes back with UFC 324, which will be on Paramount Plus. But, man, I'm excited for this slate today. You have two huge games that practically are going to wrap up the NFC and the divisions. So Panthers at Bucks, Seahawks at Niners. I don't know, man. The money, all the simulators are running on the Seahawks side, and I like it. But before I checked the simulators, like always, this is what I do. I use my formula. I look at what I see, and I'm stacking the other game. Also, I don't mind the Niners side. Look, this is at the Niners home. They got everything to play for. The Super Bowl is in their hometown, right? It's in San Fran. And that is, if you want to make that right for your fans, you want to do what the LA Rams had a chance to do, you want to do what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did, then you want to get in on that game, right? So I will have those lineups for you shortly. And you will also get the Ultra Contrarian lineups for tomorrow. I also have some bets for you tonight, some prop bets for today, some parlays. Woo, man. There's some nice parlays that we could get some nice numbers if this happens. In one of the games, I was actually really surprised that I was able to get these totals for a game like that could develop into a game like that. And we will talk about that because, that's kind of what has to happen sometimes in life when you get into these games and divisional games, like what we're going to see between the Ravens and the Steelers. And that there's always one game that goes high scoring, and there's always some low scoring Ravens versus Steelers, 13-10, 13-9 game, or 13-12 game like we saw with Philly and the Buffalo Bills. This is what it's about. And this is what playoff football is about, and seeding. And that's what we need to do. That's what we got to be like, right? So I'm gonna sway off of that, Chalk, and I'm gonna make sure that. But that's what the Ultra Contrarian show is all about. We're here to rock the slates, kick some ass, and ready to bring the pain to the competition. Yeah, let's get to it. Look, I know that there's a lot of people not playing, a lot of people playing for incentives, a lot of people playing for what should be a good game. So, of course, when we're talking about quarterbacks, I'm talking about Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has the Detroit Lions coming to town. And what's funny is, of course, Dan Campbell is going to try to win this game. But that isn't going to stop right there. Ben Johnson's going to punk his old dude. He's going to send him off into the sunset because now, I'm telling you, Detroit's going to have to rebuild. The secondary will be back. I get that they have a strong team. But at the same time, Jared Goff is getting older, and he still cracks under pressure. I know he's a good quarterback. Look, he was an LA Ram for a long time. But times have changed now, and sometimes you got to be a little more mobile, or they're going to have to lean more on Jahmyr Gibbs, which is what's going to happen. So for me, I love that game atmosphere that's going to be in, and I love the fact that Chicago has a chance at the second overall seed in this game, which then they'll be playing the Packers. They know the Packers, and the Packers defense has been trashed since Micah Parsons has went down. I mean, they just got their first sack since that moment happened. Maybe they had one more sack, but I ain't got all the stats in front of me, and I got to go look it. But I do know that they've only had one sack in the past 3 games, and that's crappy. And if the whole thing is, if this is why Chicago needs to win this game, this is why they should win this game, because they need to show that they're about to get a home game in the playoffs. They're going to play a team that has a good offense. I'm talking about the Packers. That's if this happens, if all this happens, but you're going to get a defense you can move that ball against. And so for that, I'll take that over any other matchup that you might run into. So it's on their hands. So I'm going Caleb Williams, 5,900 on DraftKings, 7,800 on FanDuel. That's a pretty pricey on the FanDuel kind of size. And I see all the comments coming in. So I've got all you guys. What's up, Dwight? What's up, Candy? I am live. What up, Dylan? What up, Trevor? How you doing it, man? I'm trying to get it done for everybody today. We got bets. We got DFS lineups. We got everything we're about to get through. But I love Caleb Williams in this. And you know me, I usually pay down for quarterback. But this week, I'm going with Caleb Williams. I don't trust any other game. I look at it this way. I'm going to put all my money in the marbles in this game. I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to see what happens. If they get the second overall seed, and it's because of this game, then you will be our rich friend, like we like to say at Dr. Roto. You know, that's why we have the right cure for all of your fantasy needs. Yeah. All right, let's move along. Running back, another team that has a chance at the second overall seed if things work out their way, and that's the Eagles. Of course, Saquon Barkley, 7,200 for Saquon Barkley. 7,200 for Saquon Barkley. Okay, yep, check. 8,800 on FanDuel, though. So FanDuel does respect him a little more, which is fine with that. I like that. That's the goalie stuff. Yeah, Nicholas, I have a lot of energy. I'm actually a point fighter, so you can see when we're not point fighting like yesterday, I have a lot of energy some days. So, but hey, it's led to great things like this, grand championships and things like that. So, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, back to it. Philly definitely wants to win this game, and it's going to be easy for them to win this game because the Commanders just don't have enough firepower or want or anything. And it don't matter that Mariota's out there. It don't matter who's out there. Heck, you could put Chris Rodriguez at quarterback at this point. It don't matter. Philly's going to run through them, and they're going to put all of that stress on the Bears. What's crazy is a lot of these games are going down at 4 o'clock. So tomorrow, that is, you know, as we're talking for tomorrow's slate, the main slate for the NFL, Week 18. So that being said, they're going to win this game. How they're going to win this game is Saquon Barkley, of course. And I mean, you're looking at the 29th ranked defense. I get it. He's coming off a bad game, 6.8 points, but he still had 19 attempts. Look, 19 attempts, right? That's 19 touches to one of the best players in the NFL that can break a touchdown at any moment. That's like what Bijan Robinson did to a lot of y'all, but Bijan Robinson did not stop me from winning my championship. That boy came up short. Yeah. So, but he did win me the other 2 championships easily. I was close on one, but the other one I ended up winning by like 150 points. It was insane. So that being said, going forward, see, Saquon Barkley is that guy. But wait a minute, because earlier in the week we did a different kind of show.
Y'all didn't get that Macho pick of the week. Ooh, yeah. So I got something for you. It's going to be a guy in a game that needs to win too. Ooh, yeah.
And that ain't nothing but it was Travis Etienne, 7,100 on DraftKings. And of course, on FanDuel, love the 7,700 on FanDuel. Again, Jacksonville has to just straight up win this game. They're locked in at this point. They have a great defense. Trevor Lawrence is playing confident. They can carry this into next week easily by getting that win today and making sure that they are the team at home. And so for that, Travis Etienne constantly getting the ball right under Saquon Barkley. That's a 7,200 and a 7,100 running back combination that are in two games that are must wins. And I do not trust DeAndre Swift, but watch him prove me wrong. But again, last game even alone, 17 attempts, previous 16, 12, 20. You look at the targets he's getting, 3, 5, 4 to 1. But he's getting that work in the touchdown with 4 receiving touchdowns in the past 3 games. So for me, in a game that they need badly, Tennessee not showing any resistance. Literally, they're probably most likely, so you might as well go get Cam Ward interception or Cam Ward turnover and then just start playing the defense on the other side, because what's going to end up happening is the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is going to get a turnover. They're going to be right at the goal line, hand off ATN, touchdown, bang, end of story. Give me a pass touchdown because we can get some Trevor Lawrence love. Yes, Trevor Lawrence is another quarterback I am targeting. But on top of that, we talked about all these people that we're targeting. Of course, I'm going to be matching up Caleb Williams with Luther Burden. If he can just make it through the game, buddy, just make it through the game. 5,300 on DraftKings, 6,100 on FanDuel. I will pay that all day, every day, so we can get our points. Now, doing the Chicago stack is I feel it could be contrarian this week. I know that a lot of people are probably already talking about this, and they might be talking about the running backs. I know that Luther Burden has been talked about a little bit as well too, but that is what's turning me towards the Caleb Williams right now. Is it, like I said, this is one of his defining moments. I am not truly sold in or bought in completely on Caleb Williams. I see him make a lot of bad decisions. I know that his stats look good, but Blake Bortles' stats looked good too, right? But what was he reminded of? He was like the king of garbage time, right? And look, garbage time is great for DFS, but it's not good for an NFL team. And so that is why Caleb Williams has to step up, show people like me that he can win, right? So we get to move on. So Luther Burden right there, he's going to get the gun. You look at his last game in targets, just crazy. I mean, first of all, 30-point game is nothing to shake a stick at. But you're getting 9, 7, 6. The Bears are done with DJ Moore. They don't care about him anymore. Now watch him go off and just show me up. And I do like Colston Loveland, but I'm picking Burden because I just want those 9 targets. Give me 7 targets. But I feel on that offense, he is the guy that's going to take the difference distance. Now, of course, Dunze, there's that questionable tag with him. Either he plays or not. Why are you going to play him? Let him rest, Chicago. Get the second seed. Rest your star player so he can get back in and focus on this game right now. So for that, I like that. But man, I got something for you. On the actual tight end side. So a lot of people are going to be going, can't Calcaterra, right? Fine. Eagles. It's going to be great. 2,600. Awesome. Totally love the play too. I'm going to be going this guy, 2,500 on DraftKings, 4,500 on FanDuel. And that is Sal Cananella. And he plays for the Cleveland Browns. After Harold Fannin went out, he did get work. Now, there's a couple other guys there, like a Whitehurst guy or whatever. Nobody cares about that. What I saw was a few of the targets go to him. But I also seen him being active. I also liked what I saw with my eyeballs, something computers won't tell you. So what I need from him, what I need from Canella, what I need from Sal Can, we call him Sal Can, we need 5 targets. Can we get 5 targets? And I feel if he gets 5 targets, he's going to get 1 touchdown. I totally love that line right there. So if you want to play that line, get it. All right, let's just get right to it. We already know I'm punting defense. And the reason why I'm going to be punting defense is because I feel that once the Bills get their accolades, their milestones for the year, they're pulling him out and they're putting in good old Mitchell Trubisky. Trubisky is a train wreck at times, right? I know that the Bills are still going to be good. So I do love Ray Davis. Ray Davis was a really nice sway for people right now. He's 4,500 on DraftKings, I think it is. I think it's 4,500 on DraftKings. So, I mean, I could go check. It's right here in front of me. But I think that Ray Davis sway is good. And also, I want to make it out there, Ray, too. I think it was Doc brought up earlier that Shakir gets an incentive if he gets a touchdown. So this could be one of those games where they're going to play. Now, the Jets defense at $2,000 on DK and $3,000 on FanDuel could just be one of those games where it just ends up being like a football Hall of Fame game. Low scoring, not much action. Everything's done. 2018, 2016. Let's get something like that, right? It doesn't matter if the Jets win or lose. They're probably going to lose. But what I'm looking for is if I can just get 5 or 6 points from the cheapest defense on the slate, then I'm fine with it. And it's able to help me get the salary relief that I need to get the players in for this weekend that I trust. So I feel like that is a big part of what's going to make the Ultra Contrarian lineups this week. I want to make sure we're safe. I want to make sure my players are playing for something. And I want to make sure that they're in there the whole game. We never know what's going to happen with a lot of this stuff. But because we already say Jones is done. So everybody's going to be jumping on Jordan Mason. So that's fine. And there's a couple other guys that just went out for that. Breece Hall just went out. So now everybody's going to be running to the New York Jets running backs. And maybe that would really work well. So that's a strategy that I've always loved and always talked about using. Use the Jets defense and then use one of the Jets running backs, Allen, whatever one you want to throw in there. Look, I didn't think, everybody's going to be going Jalen Wright. I just saw the Dolphins get Jeff Wilson Jr. So you know what that means. Dinkity dunkity, dinkity dunkity. He's won us money before in the past. So if he gets on the DFS slates, I'm not saying he will. There's still a day to happen. They can gets on the DFS slates. Might be one of those guys that it's a long shot. He takes it to the house, and you're super ultra contrarian, and you win your first place prize money, whatever that may be. You're gonna win with these strategies. I tell you, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know what though? I miss the UFC. I seriously miss the UFC, dude. I cannot wait to get back, man. What up, Fuego Steve? So Fuego Steve was running around. I was running around. We could not get locked up. So he will have his plays in the subs only Discord at Dr. Roto. Also, Fuego Steve and the other basketball experts are putting in all that work, getting all of their bets and DFS content for tonight lineups. Steve's always great with putting those lineups in the subs only Discord, like I just said, as well too, for that and every sport. Honestly, he's like me. He likes putting his hands in everything, except everybody gets scared about UFC. We're going to change that. We're going to change that, buddy. So, yeah, we just gave it out. So that's Caleb Williams, Saquon Barkley, Luther Burden, Sal Cananella, Jets defense. Travis Etienne is the Macho pick of the week. All right. Now, I know that the game is starting in 45 minutes, so let's just get to it. By the way, if you want a cup like this, just go right to Bring the Pain at Teague Public. Drinking that amazing coffee. Today, actually, I had a bean. It was the last of it, so I had to grind it all up. It's Starbucks Pike Place. It's one of the better ones that they have, honestly. Their holiday blend is great, too. Their harvest one is amazing. I think that's their best overall. Get CMC. Yes, you're going to like that. That's exactly what I'm getting to. I'll have the bets, too. So let's get to it. Let's get to let's get to today's slate. Let's get to what I feel is going to happen in these games. So, I'm going to be picking the Niners to win. And I'm going to be picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win. And that's not because that those are the home teams. It's because those are the teams that I want to see again. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams wax the Panthers, but I feel that we'd be able to just run through Tampa Bay pretty easy, even though Evans would be able to take off the top of it. That's the team I want to play. That's the thing I'm going to go. Here's your DFS hero simulated lineup of the day. Get ready, people. Y'all ready for it? I know you are. Bryce Young, Dowdle, McCaffrey, McMillan, Kupp, JSN, Barner, Kittle, Panthers. Now, I totally think that the Panthers are going to be able to move this ball, and I do completely believe in the work that Dowdle does. Now, let me give you my lineup. My lineup is Young, Bucky Irving, McCaffrey, JSN, Evans, McMillan, Tremble, Charbonnet, Niners or Seahawks defense. Of course, because I only have one Niner on this team, I'm going to go with the Seahawks defense. I feel that if there's a defense in this, and we just seen this last game with Brock Purdy, throw a pick six, I'm going to take that chance at 2,700 on DraftKings for the Seahawks defense. But you have money left over to play with. Now, I understand that you get Tremble right there. So if you go down to the Seahawks defense, that allows you to actually go up to Tongs. And I do like Tongs. Even with Kittle in, we don't know how 100% he is. And when Kittle usually comes back from an injury, there's going to be a point in this game, maybe if the Niners are up, they pull Kittle, or if because it's close, Tongs is still going to get that work. All Tongs needs is 3 to 4 targets. The problem is I don't like his price. I think they had him at 3,000. I think he was at 3,000 on DK. I just don't like it. I don't like the price, and I don't like the what if, and I don't like Tremble's one reception for one catch either. I don't like that. I don't like anybody in Carolina. Honestly, I feel Jalen Coker is the tight end, true. But I'm willing to take that shot to be a little different so that I get my exposure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the people that I need, even though Bryce Young sucked last week. What a guy. What a guy. But Bucky Irving, I feel that Bucky Irving's a huge thing. Now, going back to week one, and yes, I said week one, but these teams know each other. Zach Charbonnet has been literally, everybody goes, he's the better running back. He's the better running back. Sometimes. But, like against the Rams, Kenneth Walker's a better running back. That's what the Seattle Seahawks does. That's what Carroll's going to do, right? Not Carroll, but you know what I mean. What's going to happen in this game, okay? What's going to happen in this game is Charbonnet, like week one, is going to get a lot of the work. And he's going to be the faster, fresher of the running backs. He's at 5,600. Will Walker's at 5,700. That's why I put Charbonnet in. Because I feel that with this build, it gives you a sway from the main going Irving and Charbonnet over what Dowdle and then going Kittle. Because, Janice, going with the DFS hero one, Young, Dowdle, McCaffrey, McMillan, Kupp, JSN, Barner, Kittle, and Panthers, even they went McMillan at the bottom, right? Well, so for me, if I'm going to go that way, they're trying to target in on getting the Dowdle, McCaffrey, Kittle, Barner, which I do love Barner. But for me, I'm going to take that chances. I want JSN in just like he got JSN in. But I trust Mike Evans going against the cover 3 over George Kittle maybe splitting time with Tongs. If all it takes, and I know this for Kittle, Kittle's he's a great tight end at breaking wide open. I feel that I'd rather punt the tight end completely and go with what I'm going to get, because this is a cash game lineup. And then, of course, you can get more aggressive with other plays too. But I feel that I want the long balls with JSN and Evans, and I get McMillan, and then I get the running it back with Young. Bryce Young likes to run the ball. He scores off of his own legs, and I'm working with that, and I feel that. Now, if I would love to get Dowdle in, so you could probably flip all the way down to the Carolina defense, and you might be able to get Dowdle in over Charbonnet, or you could come off of McMillan and go down to Cup, and that should be able to free up a couple bucks, and that'll get you to Dowdle. So if you like that, that's what I had at first. But then I felt like I just wanted to have Charbonnet. I don't know why. And I know that Danger doesn't want to hear that, but I'm picking the Niners because I feel that the Niners, just like the punk teams in the NFC West sometimes, kind of haunt them. And this might be one of those games. So we're going to see y'all later, right? So that being said, that is your place for today. Let's get some bets going. Everybody ready for some bets? Y'all ready for some bets? You're drinking Maxwell House. So what I am drinking, I mean, of course, I said Pike Palace. Normally I drink Naga's Charm Coffee. That's fresh out of Baltimore. So he's a huge Ravens fan too. He's ready to get into it. But he makes great coffee blends. He does a lot of moves. Young, yeah. See, I like the Godwin play too, because a lot of people, as you've seen with the simulators, going to McMillan. So me going to McMillan was more of what I wanted to do, because I liked Jalen McMillan when he had to take over last year too for Godwin's role. So, but Godwin is sneaky, dude. 3 catches, 1 touchdown. Nobody's on him. 5% owned. That's a killer move. All right, so here goes your touchdown props. We're gonna go Christian McCaffrey and JSN parlayed together plus 218. We're gonna go Dowdle, Mike Evans parlayed together plus 506. Dowdle's like a plus 350. So it's wild because usually he gets the ball when he's down there. Watch her get it. This is just one of those days, but let's just get some normalcy here, people. Let's get some normalcy. Barner and JSN. Yeah, all day, Steve. All day. Actually, speaking of which, Juwan Jennings plus 3 catches and Barner plus 4 catches gives you a parlay of a negative 110. Coker plus 3, Evans plus 4 gives you a parlay. These are receptions, people. Plus 104. So we're keeping it, really got that. We got the Mayfield. We got the Young. So, we got the touchdowns. Let's talk about the passing touchdowns. Mayfield and Young plus 2 on both guys. Plus 254. I just feel today's going to be full of some explosions. This is for the division. Let's get a game, right? Let's get a game. Not one of those NFC West games that's going to be dredgy. Let's get some scoring, people. Birdie plus 2. Darnold plus 2 for a plus 184. I want to tell you that some of these parlayed together, so all 4 of those parlayed together, I think that was like a plus 909. That was really nice. Maybe that was the receptions. No. That was that. That was that one. That was that. So, as a little side, all of you know I am the IDP hero. So, sacks today. Derek Brown, plus 310, Panthers. Book. About Byron Murphy. Ex-Ram. What? I know he's got skill. Like Shaquille O'Neal and the Foosh Nickens. Can you rock? He can sack. Byron Murphy plus 194, right? And then this dude always ends up in the stat line somehow, some way to make a play. If the 49ers win this game, there's a good chance that Cleveland Farrell will have a sack. That is a plus 350. If you parlay Murphy and Farrell together, you get a plus 1040. And that kind of bet is easy, if you know what you mean, if you're trying to make that money and then run it into that next scene. Yeah. Woo! Bro, you throw that Derek Brown in, 3-sack parlay, FanDuel, plus 4575. That hits. You got that one place. Bring the pain at Dr. Roto. Ooh, yeah. All right, y'all. Now I know you get it. Now it's time. It's time to ding ding.
The cream always rises to the top. Oh, yeah, it's time for the...
Ultra Contrarian Lineups. Oh, yeah. Get it, got it, good. Bam. DK, Williams, Barkley, ATN, Burden, Michael Wilson, Justin Jefferson. Needs 57 or 58 yards to get his bonus incentive? How about you give me a 70-yard catch? I don't care what you do the rest of the game. Justin Jefferson for 5,800 on DraftKings? I will take a chance with that on an Ultra Contrarian lineup. Jefferson. Of course, you know I got my boy Zach Cananella. Bam, tight end. I'm going with Chase Brown. So I had about $7,000. You can actually come off of Chase Brown, start playing around with Jordan Mason, and that'll help you come off of the Jets defense. That'll work out well for you, right? But as of saying, Jets defense to end off the DK lineup for that this week. Let's get over to FanDuel. Williams, Barkley, ATN, Burden, Wilson, Jefferson, Cananella, like a Nutella. He's going to be a Cananella. And we're going to be dipping our hands in the chocolate cash because we're going to do it. This is like Monopoly, the chocolate frog coming out of nowhere, people. Yeah. Woo. I decided to switch it up, and I'm going for the Ham Basket Championship of Whatnots and Who Key. Amon-Ra St. Brown, get your ass out that game. Nobody wants you. Jameson Williams is the flex. I want it all in. That's the guy I'm going with, along with the Jets defense. Of course, you can come all the way down and you can play those games. But I'm going to tell you right now, Burden, Wilson, Jefferson, Jameson Williams, each one of those dudes are all pros at hitting the long touchdown. Can we get it? Can we do it? Can the Ultra Contrarian deliver us until the playoffs with some extra cash? Man, I am jacked up for today, as you can see. You have all of the plays. You've got bets and lineups for today. You've got lineups for tomorrow, all weekend. Make sure when the Fight Club of Pain comes back that you all stay tuned, because we are going to continue to win money. These fights have gotten so much easier for us. I know that the sports books have times to change over a lot of the numbers. So when the numbers come back, even though they're out right now, when they come back and they get into it and they get back into their flow, it could be a little tighter. That's what we saw what happened with NFL season this year. So this is going to be big, and that's why shows like the Fight Club of Pain with Dan and I are huge. They're great to listen to. Even though we don't cover the whole card, we give you what we need. We give you what you need. And then you get the 5-tastic picks. That returns that week as well, too. That's going to give you, ended the season well positive, had some great weeks. The last month and a half was insane. And then also the Parlay of Pain. That's only live on the show. You get that. And, of course, everything does get posted along with my 5-leg money parlay line for all UFC bet at the subs only Discord at Dr. Roto. I'm telling you, we're going to make so much money. And matter of fact, I got all of my statistics from FanDuel from last year and DK a little bit, but I played more on FanDuel, and USC is now my number one bet on sport. And that is because it's year round and you can sustain that money and it's more entertaining to watch. But of course, if you don't know fighting, it's harder to understand. So that's why you got to listen to shows like ours to get that information so that you can make the right bets at the right time. If you listen to the review show that Dan and I put together for the last 2 weeks, we talked about the best bets getting a plus 2,600, coming up a plus 2,300, being able to hit plus 35 and plus 4,500 parlays in just the first season. This is a lot of stuff that we try to do for all of you at Dr. Roto so that you can try to be your rich friend. That's it. That's what we do. This is why I do this show. This is why I have fun doing it. I have fun looking at the slates. I have fun seeing the bets. I love seeing the numbers. And I like making some crazy moves and some crazy bold calls and seeing if it could net us some money. I like being safe sometimes too. I say you got to play both sides, right? You take your big chances with your DFS if it feels like that week's a good DFS. And you hedge with your betting. But you always make that one bet. That 1 week I went 13-0, UFC Fight Night Mexico, I was 13-0. The one and only week I did not have a 13-leg parlay. So that taught me a lesson. And then also, of course, the round robins, everything's round robin. So that's what I do. You always get 5-leg parlays in that. And that's what you get in the off season. But right now we got playoff football. I'm going to be doing this Tuesday. I'm going to do playoff best ball. So I do a ton of, I fell in love with playoff best ball. I've won money at it the last few years. So I'm going to be huge into playoff best ball coming up this next week. So you get at that. All the other guys are going to be talking on Wednesday. They're doing a 2025 DFS seasonal review. That's going to be 12 in the afternoon. So I won't be able to make that show. But when we flip it on back over to everything else, playoff best ball. If you don't do playoff best ball, man, I don't know, man. You just got to do with it. You gotta mold with it. So like you pick your first week, right? And just say you're gonna go. Well, I'm gonna go Eagles, or just say you drafted a pick where you just get Eagle players, right? Well, then the next week you move on. You try to make another team, and each week you just try to best ball until you can't best ball no more. Along with doing the DFS, it's just a great, fun little environment to lead to that point. And like I said, by the time you get to that point, when you get that 2-week layoff going to the Super Bowl, the UFC is back. And then you get right after the Super Bowl, you get Juicebox Walker getting his fight on his first main card. So it's going to be exciting to watch him. So go Juicebox. You got this. He's locked in. He's been training every day. So he's literally in blackout mode right now. Just did another podcast. So you definitely want to go to Juicebox or your favorite Juicebox or your favorite juice, wherever you can find them. You'll see them pop up, and check that out. Also, I've been testing a new product. Before I get out of here, I've been checking out the W Energy. I got a free thing being a sponsor as part of that. So bring the energy, kind of like feel my energy. Bring the energy is my code. Get 10% off of your W Energy. Go there, wenergy.com, whatever it may be. You'll find it, right? And I've tested it for 2 weeks. It's great. No crash. You don't even feel yourself coming off. And me, I'm a championship karate fighter. So for that I can't fall off. If I have 2 or 3 fights, 4 fights that day, I can't get a high and then come out a low or that. And I've made that mistake in the past where I've been too highly aggressive and made bad decisions. So for me, that's what a product like W Energy also gets, man. I'm just trying to throw it all out to you guys. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that this is what we do. We try to win all you money, and then we try to go kick some ass in the octagon and ring too, man. So like I said, part of team Pinbringer. He's a true Pinbringer himself, Juicebox Walker. So definitely get him out. You go get him, dude. You go get your insult to Baldi, right? You go get him. You go get him. I'm feeling it, man. And you're going to get that information on the Fight Club of Pain. All right, everybody. It was enjoy. I love definitely seeing Steve come through, talking about coffee, throwing up some picks. Definitely want to get to Dr. O, check out everything. The hockey guys are getting it done too. And then I know after the football season, again, Danger, Coach Al will be back giving you that PGA advice. They run a PGA season-long golf tournament. There's so much money, so much things to do at Dr. Roto year-round. There's no other way than to always remember to bring the pain. Let's win some money, people. Let's go. And let's get them Rams not against those Philadelphia Eagles yet. I want to make sure when we get to the Eagles, when we get to that championship game against the Seahawks or the Niners and go to the Super Bowl, that I can say horns up, Rams Nation, and that we brought the pain.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.